Hi everyone, hope you're all well. So on these vlogs recently I've been talking a lot about the fact that I'm gradually venturing back out into the world and starting to do normal things again. So on today's vlog I wanted to talk about something which ties in with that perfectly. So I wanted to talk about pacing yourself when you've got a chronic illness. Now I feel like what I'm about to say, I need to heed that advice myself because I'm getting better at it certainly, but I do still need to improve and pace myself a bit better than I am. So obviously, if you're not unwell, you can get up every day, make plans, do whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do. It's fine, you don't really have to worry about it, whereas when you become unwell, suddenly the littlest of things take a massive amount of planning. I've spent such a long time, up until these last few months, not able to go out of the house apart from doctors and hospital appointments. So when it got to about 5-6 months ago and I thought, right, I feel ready to now venture back out into the world and hopefully start doing things again. And I thought, how am I going to go from not being able to do anything to actually getting back out there and doing normal daily things again? So I started off by just going in a shop. Now, I'd not been in a shop since before I got ill. So literally going in one shop, that was it for me for the day. I did nothing else, and that knocked me out for probably 4 or 5 days, energy-wise. And then gradually I thought, well, I'll go in 2 shops, or I'll go to a different retail park and try a different shop. So it is about building things up gradually. But something that I've found is that when I do something, obviously you feel a massive sense of achievement and you think, this is great, I've done something normal that everyone else takes for granted, but to someone who's ill like myself, it's like the biggest thing in the world. So you feel a massive sense of achievement, but then, like I say, when you've got chronic fatigue, it just wipes you out completely. And then I basically lay on the sofa, unable to move for days at a time. But I think it is a balancing act between pushing yourself enough to think, go out and get some air and do something that you want to do. But at the same time, don't push it too much and overdo it, because then you'll be that tired that you'll probably regret doing whatever you've done. So I do try and ration my energy and think, if I've got to go somewhere tomorrow, then I'll take it easy today so I've got the energy to go somewhere tomorrow. But to be honest, it is something that I'm not very good at, because if I have a day where I maybe go to a shop in the morning, I think, oh Jess, this is great, you've done it. So what can I do now when I get home? And then I do something else, and then the following day I'll think, oh, that was great, I'm going to do that again. And then before I know it, I'm completely knocked out. And then when I actually have to rest, then I beat myself up for not doing something. So I think it is about doing things gradually and doing maybe one thing a day or one thing every other day, and not doing everything all at once. And that's what I've learned, that you shouldn't really do everything all at once. It's not a good idea when you're chronically ill. But to be honest, it's something that I do. I do things a lot at once and regret it sometimes, but I think it's just because I've not been able to do things for so long, and then you suddenly get a taste of freedom and a taste of normal life again, and you almost just want to grab it with both hands and just do everything that you've not been able to do. Yeah, it's something that I can definitely improve on, but I'm definitely getting better at it than I was, because there were times where I either wouldn't push myself to go out, or I'd do too much when I didn't feel up to it, and then I'd feel even worse and regret doing it. I'm a little bit better with that balance now, that I'll push myself enough to go out somewhere. And I am going out quite regularly now. But if maybe I plan something else to do later on that day, and I'm too tired and I'm too wiped out, then I don't always do it, which is good. Because you do need to reserve some energy. And especially with this physio regime as well, 4 exercises per day, it's really hard going. And that just takes a lot of energy. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting better, but I definitely need to improve as well. So yeah, you do need to pace yourself when you're chronically ill, and you do have to reserve energy for the tiniest thing. But yeah, in a way, kind of doing things does wear you out, but in another way, it's good to build up that tolerance to be able to do things again. So it is just a balancing act, but it's something that you get used to over time. To anyone out there who's got a chronic illness, make sure that you do look after yourself and you do reserve energy for things that you have to do, but more importantly, things that you want to do. Because it's always a good idea to put yourself first and look after yourself, which, to be honest, is something that I don't really do, but I'm trying to get better at that as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Take care, have a lovely week.